Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 4. So this is going to be my review for episode 20 of this season. We've got good old 420 on us, and this episode is otherwise entitled, Therefore She Is. But of course, before we get into the rest of the video, don't watch if you haven't watched the episode, because we're going to be talking about everything in depth, and a decent amount happens in this episode in regards to the main storyline this season, as well as some other things. So yeah, go watch it before continuing on. But if you have watched the episode and, well, are continuing on, then be sure to let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on what you thought of this episode. I'm really interested to hear what everyone had to think about this episode, if that's proper English. I don't think it was. Anyway, and of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show your support, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. So last episode was obviously like Barry sort of getting over the death of Ralph and being able to grieve, because he was sort of holding that back and just keeping everything inside of him. We had Citizen Cold showing up from Earth X, as well as Siren X, the Black Siren or Laurel Lance from Earth X. Pretty good episode. I thought it was one of the better episodes of the season. Really enjoyed it. And we also really got to see how OP DeVoe is, and that sort of continued in this episode. But really, we start the episode with a flashback, and it's sort of the start of the flashbacks for this episode. I really do like when the Flash has flashbacks, because they're much different than, say, like what Arrow does. But we go to 8 years in the past to Oxford University. And it is here where we see Marley's, well, I guess before she was Marley's DeVoe, and then we have Clifford DeVoe, when they were, at Oxford University, and they have differing views on everything. But the main sort of thing that they differed on in regards to their opinions and stuff was the effects of technology on humanity, both as just like mobile phones and stuff, but also in a more lethal sense with weapons and everything like that. And that really kicks off the flashbacks, which we'll talk more about towards the end of the episode. One thing I was very happy that they did this episode was Team Flash finding out about Harry's issues. Because next episode is Harry and the Harrisons, and it seems they're going to be tackling that issue more head on, I was actually sort of surprised that they did a lot with Harry in this episode, but it's also so that next episode isn't there's too much of it next episode and it seems a bit rushed. So it was good that Team Flash found out about it and it wasn't kept secret for too long. This season, there has always been the ongoing, I guess, debate or argument, if you want to call it, with some people in regards to whether DeVoe is actually a villain. He is a villain because he's been killing people in regards to getting their powers in the metahuman, the bus metahuman stuff. But this episode, you see him, make a guy shoot himself in the head, and then also in the background, it's said that he's killed multiple people. They're all security guards protecting certain things, but it's, he's getting them to kill themselves, or he's killing them himself, and he's fetching all these materials to build these satellites, essentially. But yeah, I think this episode, if not last episode and some episodes before, should really bury the argument of whether DeVoe is a villain or not, because he is a flat out pretty evil villain, and he's definitely doing some pretty villainous stuff to get what he needs done. There was some vibe and gypsy drama in this episode. Essentially, to start it off, they weren't in sync. There was no focus from Cisco because he's weighing up a lot of things, and so is Gypsy as well, because there is a big question mark on their relationship because of what happened 2 or 3 episodes ago with Breacher coming in and offering Cisco that job. So you can just feel the tension in this episode in regards to them, and it all leads to, Cisco, I wouldn't say putting an ultimatum there, but he's not happy at where they are as a couple, but Gypsy, is sort of not, I wouldn't say happy, but she's comfortable with where they are, where they're on different Earths and stuff like that. Cisco wants something more than that, but Gypsy isn't really offering that, and it does end up in them breaking up, which I don't think a lot of people wanted that, because, to be honest, Cisco and Gypsy's relationship on the show, in the Arrowverse, is one of the few that actually works, and it's because they weren't on screen all the time together, because the CW shows have an issue with relationships and just the relationships bogging down the show, because they're focused on too much when they don't need to be that focused in on, and that's why the Cisco and Gypsy relationship worked. It's gone now. Will it come back? Maybe, but the actress who plays Gypsy is on another show. She's one of the main cast members, so I understand why they ended that for now. We could revisit in the future when the actress is more available, but, I wouldn't count on that in the near future. And we did get the Purple Lightning from the Accelerator Man. I've never been more disappointed in something. I thought we were actually going to get a decent amount of him, or at least a minute of him there, maybe talking, but I think you see him in the background, and then you see the Purple Lightning when we go to Earth 19. It was pretty disappointing in regards to the Accelerator Man stuff, but maybe there's a deleted scene. Maybe. We can hope for it. At least they might put it up on YouTube or Twitter or something. One can hope. But in the flashbacks, we see Marley's. It's like when Marley's and DeVoe essentially move into their first apartment together, I'm guessing, or yeah, like their first house or apartment together. And Clifford goes out and gets some wine and some food. But Marley's finds his notebook, and we're going through it, and it's stuff about the Enlightenment and stuff like that. Now, early on in this episode, I sort of figured it out, and I basically put it on Twitter as well. I was like, is the Enlightenment basically a reboot of humanity, essentially, in regards to everyone's intellect? I would also put up there that it could possibly be due to, or it could cause a reboot of a timeline, essentially, because I was thinking, if DeVoe's doesn't like technology and stuff, how can you just reboot everyone's intelligence now when that technology's still there? They can just get that technology and learn about it again. That's what I'm sort of confused about going forward. But that could be maybe where the Flash plays in, so where maybe there is an erase of certain technology, or an erasal or a deletion, or I don't know, a purge on technology throughout time. Maybe that's why the Flash is still there and still needed. Because DeVoe essentially has what he needs. He has all the parts, he has the dark matter to send all that stuff down to affect people. So I have to wait and see. I guess there is still, 3 episodes left, so we could get more information there. But it is good that they've actually explained DeVoe's plan properly. For the most part, they've explained what it is. And they didn't do what Flash has done the past couple of seasons, and what a lot of other shows do. They leave it to like the last episode or the end of the second last episode to explain what they're doing. They actually explained it like 4 episodes out from the finale, which was awesome. So yeah, basically it's a reboot on human intelligence throughout the whole world. Not just Central City, throughout the whole world. So this is a world threat that the Flash is dealing with. It was actually good seeing that Cecile was brought in, because I think we all had a bit of an issue that it was just really coincidental. It was just like very handy that Cecile had these powers, and then she was just brought up every now and then when she could be used for more things. So she's brought in to help with Harry, because every single time Harry thinks, it's basically like a battery. Every single time you use your phone, the battery goes down. So every single time Harry thinks and solves a problem, his brain is going down, if that makes sense, or the brain power is going down in regards to percentage. So Cecile being there, Harry can, sort of think it, and she can pick up on it before it deletes itself from his brain, if that makes sense. So that was really cool that they actually involved Cecile in that way. And I think it's good for Harry because it preserves his intelligence, even though I'm guessing in the last couple of episodes he might have to use his brain without Cecile there. But essentially, the flashbacks, including, the beginning, Marley's with the notebook and everything in between until the end, basically showed Marley's journey from, having massively differing thoughts from Clifford DeVoe at the beginning, and showing her journey to her personally experiencing it and just understanding what DeVoe is getting at, to her joining and, going on his path to what we're up to now. I thought the flashbacks were really good this episode in regards to that, because it gave us some backstory in a very quick way, but it should have highlighted what you needed to know about how Marley's got on board with Clifford. Because his plan is pretty out there, some people were wondering why she went along with it, because it seemed that, that she wasn't necessarily evil to begin with, but DeVoe has gotten more evil and evil as we go on. So it was good that in that backstory they explained it for the most part. Some people might have some issues, but I think for the most part they did a pretty good job with it. But the flashbacks, it's always with that. The flashbacks they'll represent something and show you how something came to be. But in the present day, we might get the opposite of that. And that's exactly what we got. So the flashbacks ended with Marley's joining DeVoe's crusade. But in the present day, we actually had Marley's leaving DeVoe's crusade. Now, therefore it was a big Marley's episode, so it sort of fit in with the title. It will be interesting to see what she's doing in the next couple of episodes. We do know that she's going to be joining Team Flash. In the finale, at least, she's there. So it will be interesting to see in episode 21 and 22 what she's doing. And if she joins Team Flash in that time frame, or whether she just is doing her own thing and then joins Team Flash in the finale. We'll have to wait and see. But this isn't too surprising that Marley's left DeVoe. But it was still cool to see happen. But then we had the end credits scene, and we were all predicting this because we thought like we haven't seen this character for a while. We thought, the episode title might have a double meaning of Marley's and this character, but we saw the Mystery Girl show up again, and well, she's a speedster, so that's something. Now, her lightning, it looked like it was like purple, yellow, orangey, and white. It was different. That lightning was much different than we've ever seen before. which is confusing. But just the way she was interacting when Iris was there, and when she was down the corridor, and the look she had, I don't think she's Dawn Allen. She could be Jenny Ognatz, but it just seemed like she had just her intentions there, just going by her facial expressions, weren't positive. You know, it seemed like she's almost a spy or something's going on there. We do know that she's going to be revealed in the finale, and she's going to be in season 5. So one of the cliffhangers leading in from the end of season 4 into season 5 is going to do with her character, and she might be the villain. I don't think she will be the villain. Just don't see that happening, but she might have something to do with the villain, or be warning of a villain, or just something along those lines. But I'm starting to get off the thing that she's Dawn Allen. I don't think that's going to be happening, even though I think we can just refer to her as Dawn Allen from now instead of Mystery Girl. But I don't know. If it is Dawn Allen, she's giving off some weird vibes, to be completely honest. Am I the only one that's getting that? Like, if she is actually going to end up being Dawn Allen, she's definitely not acting like, the daughter of Barry and Iris. But, yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about that, because, yeah, it's a bit confusing, that character. But I'm very interested that she's a speedster. That's actually another interesting revelation in regards to that character. But overall, I thought this was a pretty solid episode. Like, I don't like giving ratings out of 10. If I had to, I'd probably give it like an 8, 8.5. I thought it was pretty solid for the most part. Really like the flashbacks because it just gave us a bit more, understanding of the character and the journey of how Marlize got on board with Clifford, and also just ended that journey as well. I thought the flashbacks were well placed in this episode. If they were in another episode, it would have felt weird. I think it was good that they had it in this episode, and it was really contrasting to that Therefore I Am episode, which was episode 7, where we had the DeVoe flashbacks and how he became the Thinker, where these flashbacks, well, Therefore She Is, was basically how Marlize became the mechanic, but also saw her, leave her husband, which she'd devoted a lot of time to. So, yeah, pretty solid episode in regards to that. The flashbacks were really good, and it was really cool to see the Mystery Girl show up again. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. As I said, let me know in the comment section down below all your opinions on this episode in regards to what you thought about the Marlize stuff, the Gypsy and Cisco stuff, and also the Mystery Girl stuff. Just let me know all of that in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.